Good morning, everybody. That's me struggling with those scientific words. um, this is Mikael from Healthwise Enterprise, located 3807 East 8 Mile Road. Phone number over there is 586-757 Diet. Again, that's 586-757 3438. Our old number still works, 313-366 Diet. And if you want to reach me directly, you can at 313-600-8532. You can also reach me by email, healthwise healthfood at gmail.com. I'm mentioning all of these because it has become just too much what's going on in my personal life to continue to be what broadcast on WHPR. So this is my last episode. And of course, unless the station decides to play my shows like they've been doing for years, and I just can't thank them enough. I have nothing but love and respect that I've gotten from the staff here at WHPR. Nothing but love and respect from the people that tune in. This is one particular guy. I wrote his name down, but if he could call me at 313-600-8532, I would like to talk to him personally because he has recorded every show that I have done. That's what he told me before, when a couple months ago I was considering discontinuing the show, the Healthwise show, which I dearly, dearly love because, I love helping my people. I wanted to be a teacher, a math teacher, because I was good at math. I just thank God that I had the skills. And remind me a little story that when I was in college, we was taking all these courses in math, algebra, statistics, etc. And I just had this thought that I could sit down with somebody and explain to them. I could come down to their level, so to speak, and break it down to the simplest form, and they would get it, and then we would both march on up until we got that problem solved. And then now it's two of us understand that particular problem, and then we'll go and sit down one-on-one with two more people, and now it's four of us. Then we sit down with two more people, and now we got 8. And we developed this strategy, and my fellow classmates' grades went from C's and D's to A's and B's, and the teacher thought we had figured out a way how to cheat. And we told him no, we had a study group, and we was welcoming him to our study group, which he came, and he saw our technique of each one teaching one. So he decided to join in. And all our grades, we all graduated with A's and B's and stuff. And we have employed that system here at Healthwise, and that's one reason I come on the show, so that I could, somebody taught me like Macola, and then I'm sharing with you, and then you take the information and share with somebody else, and that system works, because we've had hundreds, if not thousands, of people that have gotten great results, which is what our focus is on, is people getting results. Um, and from all the subject matters, it's been extremely interesting to me over the years, and the results that people have gotten. The basic things like high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, arthritis, cancer, ED, or urinary tract infections. Just the list of diseases continues on. And then this planned pandemic. And that was interesting because I had a lot of videos from a lot of my underground sources, Macola being one. And when I was having the station was playing some of those videos, they got threatened by Facebook and YouTube that it continue on. They was going, I don't know what they was going to do, but I guess ban them from broadcasting anybody's show, okay, from WHPR. So I definitely didn't want that. So I just chose to just stop giving all this information, especially about the pandemic on the show. But we still gave it away at Healthwise. And people got good results. And I thank God, as far as I know, we haven't lost anybody to COVID, that planned pandemic things. Okay. I think one of the reasons is the Civil War. Okay. We known from Wayne. He taught us how the Civil War kills the pathogens. The parasites, the fungus, the bacteria, the viruses, the mold, yeast, all those pathogens have one thing in common, is that they are one cell, which is a foreign substance in the body. And when you take the Civil Water, you see that foreign substance, and it sees that foreign substance, and it kills it by paralyzing it. And after 21 days, it dies of starvation. So we encourage people to take, at least if they have colds or flus, different diseases, take 8 ounces of the Civil Water a day. It's 10 times stronger than when it's cold. And I like to take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach and wait about 20 minutes, let it get into my blood system before I take anything on top of it. But I think when dealing with colds and flus, Wayne taught us, all colds and flus starts in the eyes. And so we spray your eyes, blink real fast, even the tired eyes of being on the computers and things like that, and TV, unless you get some of the Blu-ray glasses. And then we also was spraying up our nose. And spray 2 times up each nostril, and then breathe it in deeply. And so you get into the lungs. And some folks did that. They end up having to blow their nose, or may even generate a spit, which is a bunch of mucus that they was, taken out of their body and stuff. It got loose, so it could be rejected from the body. And then the other thing, what a local doctor, Dr. Bronstein, he had back in the spring of March, April of 2020, he had cured 107 people of COVID using food-grade hydrogen peroxide. So we said, we took that and made a solution, anywhere from 2 to 4 ounces of the 35% food-grade hydrogen peroxide, mixed it with a gallon of water, and we put that in the humidifiers, okay? And so anybody coming into Healthwise didn't have to worry about passing germs onto each other, because the hydroxide, if it's killing in people's bodies, well, we got an humidifier at Healthwise, we're thinking, well, it will at least improve the air, if nothing else, if not kill the virus in the air. So we were doing that, and ever since then, I've been continuously doing it to this day. I do it at home. My wife does it. They do it here at the station. Um, when we first did it, it was too strong. We were using 3%, and that's way too strong. So we had to dilute it down from the 3%. And a gallon, which is 128 ounces, and 3% is usually 1 ounce to 11 ounces. And so, and do the math, I don't know, that's about, I think about 11 ounces or something to a gallon, which is way too much. And so we cut it down from 11 ounces to a gallon down to 2 to 4 ounces per gallon. And that's a whole lot better. So I thank the businesses for that has adopted that, because who knows how many people it has saved. Another source, because I'm giving you these sources so you can continue to do your research. Mercola is www.mercola, which gives you a lot of good information. From that website, you'll get other websites. He gives you a lot of free things, and to get even more, you would maybe pay $5 a month, or $60, $50 a year, and you'll be informed. And that is one of the major things for freedom, is to be informed. Okay, and that's why the forefathers of this country made that number one. Dealing with the Constitution is to be informed, the freedom of speech, and these guys recognize that, because you go to war, you knock out the communication channels, and you increase your chances of winning that battle. And our freedom of speech is our communication channel, and they have done everything they could to limit our communication skills. One of them, it's like in '96 they passed this law because the drug companies had paid off the congressman to pass a law that's saying now that one person can own TV, or radio, or print media. Before then, it was illegal because you want to keep independence. It's like Watergate in '70s. Was it '72 or something? It was reporters that was constantly getting information out to people from Washington Post. Well, that would never, ever happen again today, okay? Because they control the media. The drug companies control the media. And so you don't get the news, you get propaganda, But on Mercola's website, you get some news. And people say, well, how is that? I guess you had to experience it for yourself would be the best way I could tell you. Another website, if I can pull it up right quick, is to give you some good information. Is Robert Kennedy's website, okay? Just called Children's Health Defense, and .org, and there give you a lot of good information. about alternative ways of staying healthy and some of the things that's going on in this society. Um, so, like I said, those two. Another one that's Epic News, EPOCH News. Um, and again, they give you good information. But I will still be available. You can, text me or call me at 313-600-8532. We're not closing Healthwise. It's just this advertising on WHPR is not cheap, and some things that I want to do. So I probably would come back every now and then, maybe once a month, maybe once every other month, and announce some program that we may be doing, because I have some things in the works to offer these healing energies, because we're electrical beings, and just one scientist has figured out a way to use that electrical energy to promote healing, and yeah, 'cause it's been really, really good. Um, and so I want to bring that to the community. Um, it's a group of brothers who just acquired this old hospital, and they want to work with me about getting that up and running. And so I'm excited about that. Okay. Because they got these mushrooms that they are using to promote healing. And like I said, over the years, well, I don't know, 20, 30 years, it just burned across so many experts and people who have passion, who want to heal people, okay, help people. And it's just it's just been an amazing journey and trip and everything. And I guess another thing is that next month I'll be 73. That is amazing to me. And so I've been doing this basically since I got married, because I got married in 2000, and J.D. Hill came to me and said, "Man, you got too much information to be here in this basement, just sharing it one-on-one with people. You need to come to WHPR." And I came on the radio station. I must have had about, I don't know, 15 flyers, because it's going to be in there for an hour, and I didn't know what to expect, and phone calls where I'll be able to answer their questions, etc. But he encouraged me to come, and that was, I think it was in February or the first weekend in March of 2001. Yes, because they just got married about 6 months before then, and next thing I know, I'm on WHPR radio, and then so that's 2001. And this is, so I guess what, 20, almost February would be 22 years. That's a lot of dedication. So I've given a lot information. We never charge for the information. But lately, last couple of years, we've been charging. Okay, we sit down one-on-one, and because over the years, I've had people sit down with me for an hour or 2 hours, and just, I share tons of information that I have gathered over 10, 20, 30 years, and then they walk out and go somewhere else and buy the products that I suggested. I say, wait a minute. So after that, it happened a few times, we started charging, and now you can use that money towards products at Healthwise, but if you're going to walk out, then you're going to leave us with something, okay? but our main thing is for folks to get the information and share it with other folks. You know, um, it's really, really, really been fun, and I get to do what I love to do, which is help my folks. Today, um, I wanted to talk about one of my favorite subjects to prevent diseases is the vitamin D3. Um, but my overall favorite subject matter has always been the colon, cleaning the colon, keeping the colon cleansed. Okay, because that's key. That I learned that 98% of all diseases originate in the colon. And I learned that back in the 60s. And I said, well, it's simple enough. Do whatever I can to keep the colon cleansed, and then the rest of my body will be cleansed. And so I started working on that and doing Facilin, Husk, and Scarata, just all kind of raw herbs to clean the colon out. But kind of found out it could be too raw, and I started pulling out too much things, too many things like blood. And I found that taking those on a regular basis, daily or something, you get raw down to your colon wall. So, and then Avena Fulton had a formula that's using those things, but she had other herbs in it, and that was a lot more gentle, but it would still get the poisons out. And we was getting it from her, and then she sold that formula to this other company. I forget the NutriFoods or something like that. Nutraceuticals. I had to look up the name, but she sold that formula to them, and we was using that and sharing it with other folks, and it made it a lot easier and made it comfortable for folks to get the poisons out of the colon. And till we learned about colonics and enemas. Well, we all knew about enemas because we seen a little what's that little red bag hanging up in the bathrooms of grandma's house and stuff. But and then folks used to get kids enemas to get the poisons out. Okay, so it was just a matter of learning how to use like food grade hydrogen peroxide in your enemas or coffee. But we found out when you do the enemas, it takes out the harmful bacteria and the friendly bacteria. So we want to put the friendly bacteria back in when you get through with the colonic. And, we ran across, Gyrodophilis, which I forget how we ran across that, but I think it was in the 80s. So I'm always reading. I saw this formula, like 3.4 billion sources of friendly bacteria per pill. And it recommend you take at least 12 billion, so that'll be 3 or 4 of those pills every day. Putting the friendly bacteria back in. Another source would be probiotics. Okay, foods. You got the kabushi mushroom, which we even made at one time, but God, them things grow so fast. It's just too much. But lately, we found this company that's local that makes the kabushi mushroom drink, and we sell those at Healthwise, which gives you a good source of friendly bacteria. And then the colonics, which my dear friend Radia gave me my first colonic, and God, you talking about pulling a bunch of stuff out you and you feel great. Oh, golly. And so then she introduced us to lingerie, and lingerie introduced us to these folks is on Livernois, I think it's Denise, And there was another Denise on the east side that does the colonics now. But you want to venture out and get you colonic, Google and get you some colonics. My main thing about getting the colon cleansers and getting the colonics is put the friendly bacteria back in. Wayne Rowland, who's been on this show, he was the one that invented the silver water. Because before him, we had colloidal silver, but you can only drink an ounce a day because the molecules were so large. If you drink more than that, your skin might start turning gray and then continue on, it turned blue. And so the absorption rate was real poor, but it was still effective. But he made the molecules much smaller. So now instead of drinking 1 ounce, you could drink 8 ounces. And people started getting greater and faster results. And he made it smaller, but you can spray in your eyes, ears, your nose. And I can say people got great results. He told us about this colon cleanser called Oxy Powder Pills that we can't keep it in the store because it's so effective. Even the manufacturer having a hard time keeping it. But we recently got some in, and looking for some more to come in today, and hopefully early part of next week. But it's so effective as far as pulling the poisons out, not only in your large intestines, your colon, but your small intestines, your liver, your kidneys, blood system, lymphatic system, the skin, and the lungs. It doesn't have you have diarrhea, but when you do have a bowel movement, it's more full. I'm talking about 1, 2, sometimes 3 or 4 feet long. It only comes out real easily. You have to strain or anything like that. And but the key thing is for the colon cleanser, any colon cleanser to work, you have to drink the water based on your body weight. So for every 2 pounds you weigh, you should drink 1 ounce of water. So a 200-pound person would drink 100 ounces per day. To enhance that water, we encourage people to either add 1 to 2 ounces of apple cider vinegar to a gallon of water. That's your drinking water. Or the juice from a lemon, which usually yields about 1 ounce to that gallon of water, to your drinking water. Apple cider vinegar has been known to deal with over 101 different solutions for the body. So it's very good, and adding it to your water just enhances your water. But the first place the body goes to get water is the colon. And so you want to keep the colon lubricated, because at night is when you will take the oxy powder pills, and then in the morning is when you had that major dumping, and it just feel real good. The other thing is to enhance that is I think about is the skin brushing. Okay. It helps to, because there's no exercise that deals with the skin brushing, and so this exercise where you dry skin brush before you take your bath or a shower, that open up the pores even more, so even more toxins can be released through the pores. You stimulate the lymphatic system, which is right below the skin. And people have reported to us, usually in, 7 to 10 days, they start seeing mucus strands, which is fat strands, coming out through the stool from dry skin brushing. Okay. And the way you do it, you brush towards the colon or the navel area. So you go from your hands to your elbows to your shoulders down, and then from your feet to your knees to your hips up, and you go. And you use your skin brush for your whole body, from the skin, from your neck on down. They do have a skin brush for the face, because the skin on the face is a little different than the skin on the rest of your body. But we haven't been able to get those skin brushes. So we came up with a little sneaky way. You know how you wash your face with a washcloth and hang it up, let it dry. The next morning it's real stiff. Well, it's excellent stiffness to dry skin your face with it. And you just always brush in circles. And of course, you brushing down. And when you get to your eyes, you use your ring finger because it offers the least resistance to go around your eyes, okay, with that dry washcloth. And you do the whole face 7 times, like you do the whole body 7 times. And it has worked for people for a lot of good reasons. Another key ingredient is the vitamin D3. It's about 30,000 functions that your body goes through every day, and vitamin D3 is involved in just about every one of them. And this study here, vitamin D levels directly correlated to COVID-19 outcomes. They talk about how people that take the ones we recommend, each pill is 5,000 IUs, international units per pill. And in the reports that we have, it suggests you take 10,000, which would be 2 pills. And that builds up in your system the vitamin D, whereas your levels is ideally you want it 60 to 80 milligrams per milliliter. Dakota like to have his between, I like to do that too, between 80 and 100 milligrams per milliliter. And so taking the 2 pills to 10,000 IUs have people have greatly built up their immune system based on this report, because when people don't take the vitamin D, especially living in the northern hemisphere, we don't get enough sun. Even in the summertime, people are covered up. Don't get enough sun. They don't get the vitamin D3. And that's so key, important. And here they was talking about how people that have a high level of vitamin D3 in their system, the chances of them dying from COVID or even getting COVID is smaller. They say it's shorter. They said, but although researchers recommend a specific amount, it's important, impossible to predict how much you need unless your blood is measured. Stay away from hospitals and test your levels from home. Yeah, some of Dr. McCullough, Dr. From Longevity, Dr. Wallach talks about. That's another good source. Dr. Wallach. Again, these sources I can put you in touch with. Just, like I said, give me a call at 313-600. 8532, or you can leave a text and I'll get you back. But the vitamin, but the staying away from doctors. I just have to think about that from Dr. Wallach, because that has been a journey. Because I remember first time hearing that cassette tapes. It was like 3.5 hours long, and it was hysterical. But it was educating people, and the name of the tape was "Dead Doctors Don't Lie." Okay, and he talks about all the minerals that these 5 societies have. People that's the average lifespan is 120, 140 average lifespan, and they look like they in their 60s. Okay. Maybe 70s, and they still walking down mountains carrying all this water, and they're in good shape, you know. And he said the reason is it's because of all those minerals. And your body takes minerals and make enzymes, and those enzymes eat up the parasite eggs, because we ain't calling them microscopic bugs, eat up the eggs before they get a chance to hatch and cause diseases in your body. And we as a species have been doing that for years, growing our food on mineral rich soil. But in America, they stopped doing it. Animals started getting diseases. So they did a study, the government, document 264, back in the 30s, and they found out one of the reasons animals were getting so many different diseases, including preferring the same sex, was because of lack of the minerals. I've had Dr. Wallach on this show, and he testifies to that because he was a vet for 17 years and was a specialist. He all over in Africa, large animals, small animals, all over all over the United States, different zoos, and he did over 20,000 autopsies on animals. 17,000 on animals and 3,000 on humans, and he found out they all died of one thing: a lack of minerals and trace minerals. So that's another key product that you want, element you want to get into your body on a daily basis. So the one that he developed, Dr. Wallach, is called Ultimate Classic, which gives you over 19,000 milligrams of trace minerals per bottle, which is over 600 per 1 ounce serving. And to get it from a source that absorb for the minerals to be highly absorbable. And the vitamin D3, along with those trace minerals, like I said, it's a punch and another punch and another punch. And I call it the big four when you're dealing with the vitamins and the minerals, and dealing with the blood and the bones. And the big four, of course, vitamin D3. Then you got your calcium, your magnesium, and then your vitamin K2. Few people know about vitamin K2, and I just recently found out that kiwi is a good source of vitamin K2. And another good thing I found about kiwi is that the skin is edible, okay? And it has a high sources of vitamin C in the skin. The key thing is that you want to just wash it off real good, but you can consume the skin if you want to. And of course, it has a little bitter taste to it. Just like you could do the skin of onions and the skin of, not the skin of onions, but I meant to say the skin of lemons, or the skin of lime, or the skin of grapefruit. Okay, those are all edible foods. It's just, they're so tart, but they are edible, and which is, I know, it's weird, but so. Me talking with you, looking at this phone, that I can reach anybody in the world. 50 years ago was crazy to even think you could talk to somebody in the world from a little device. But they made movies about it with Dick Tracy. He had a little rich phone on his wrist, so he could talk to anybody. So I'm just giving you some key items to clean your system out with the oxy powder, build your system up with the Ultimate Classic and all those trace minerals. See, vitamins are useless without the minerals. And because vitamins regulate the minerals. And if you don't have the minerals in, then there's nothing for the vitamins to regulate. And that's why one reason it's so important to have the vitamin count much higher than what the government recommend, and your mineral count. Okay. I did mention that, and I mentioned this to Dr. Wilder, because I said, Doc, if the animals were mating with each other, the male animals with the male animals, as that's what's going on in our community, And he said, yes, okay. Um, that when the parents, with the farmers, what they do, they know that animals is mating season, so they build up their mineral count so that the offsprings will be healthy. Um, so it's the ideal when humans run to conceive. For 3 months, they build up the mineral count in the men and build up the mineral count in the woman, and that helps promote a genius. Okay, and then while the woman is pregnant for that 9 months, she continues to take those minerals, and then the father, to keep his system up strong, because he's getting ready to take care of a whole another human being from birth. He want to take those minerals on a regular basis too, just to keep his just so many things: energy, consciousness, your immune system, etc. And we've had over 30 people who done that, or at least while they were pregnant was taking the Ultimate Classic, and the children just come out geniuses. They IQ is real high. They didn't. Most of them, if I know, didn't take those shots that they like to give you when you're born. Okay, and like I say, they had no diseases, and they are in really good shape. And so, and I'm just happy that they are. And I met some of the children when they get 5 and 10, 15, and sometimes they bring their children, but folks is learning about the many benefits of those minerals. And as far as people born and preferring the opposite sex. And that's just, one of the things that's happening. So just getting their immune system up high, the K2. So want to get back into a little bit of this here, because I know it's happened a few more minutes. Analysis of medical records revealed a direct correlation between levels of vitamin D3 and the severity of illness in people infected with COVID. Low vitamin D levels are normally found in people with dark skin. This may be a compelling factor in the higher rates of COVID illnesses and deaths. The UK recommend vitamin D supplementation during this pandemic, concerned people are not getting enough sunshine. Yet the U.S. continues to focus on drugs and vaccines production. And the last high point is vitamin D needs very widely. So it's important to get your levels tested before deciding how much vitamin D supplements you should take. Well, there's people have taken as much as 50,000 or 500,000, still had no harmful side effects. Okay, but like I said, it's always important to consult with your doctor. I'm not a doctor, a lawyer, nutritionist, or dietitian. I just study a lot, read a lot, share a lot, and just want to continue to do that. It's been an honor and a privilege to be here at WHPR, to reach you by way of just this TV station that's grown from we used to have a little bitty box. We would advertise, come on and share in just the radio. I don't know how many years ago they offered TV to us at Healthwise, and we said, yeah, and jumped on it. And it's been a beautiful, almost 22 years here at WHPR. It saddens me to just continue being here, but I will be here in the community, and we got really good people. Thank God that sent to us to Healthwise to continue being there at Healthwise to get the information to folks. So I met this lady yesterday. Said she had been looking for the stabilized greens, and because we couldn't get it for a while, but we did find some other sources, and now we've got the stabilized greens back in. And again, we have a hard time keeping it on the shelf, but it's there today. So, but you can reach us at still at 586-757 diet. Again, that's 586-757-3438. Our old number still works, 313-366 diet. And we located at 3807 East 8 Mile Road, which is between Ryan and DeQuinta. But I never forget the guy said, no. Y'all are between Taco Bell and Long John Silver. But we're there to service you Monday through Saturday from 10 to 7. And you can still reach me at 313-600-8532. I will give you a call back. You can also text me too, which is all good. Wow, it's like I say, it's been a plum pleasing pleasure, as they say, being here. Wow, I don't know what to say. Oh, I want y'all to have a happy Kwanzaa and a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I love this time of year because a lot of folks is giving and sharing, and it's just beautiful energy, even though all the stuff that they try to do to disrupt us, we still survive. That movie, Emancipation with Will Smith, was about keeping God in his life no matter what the situation. And as the story goes, whatever we think about, we bring about. And you ask and is received. But we've been taught that once we see it, then we believe it. But I believe the way God works is once you believe it wholeheartedly and celebrate it being here, that's when it manifests. That can be with anything. So we encourage people to be strong and keep God in your life, and praying, which is talking to God, and meditation, which is listening and being in touch with your higher self. And the more you meditate, you find that the more healthier, more beneficial in the answers to your questions will come. It's been extremely beneficial to me as far as lowering stress and just being in tune. Okay, it was time for me to depart from WHPR, from getting that messages from the meditation. So, like I say, I will come on every now and then. If they allow me to, they slide here and there. That'd be great. But farewell, my friends, my family, and I love you dearly, and we will be here in the community to continue on this effort to make people healthier. So, cheers, Happy New Year, and peace be with you.